Terrence?
I actually liked, standing up in front of class and giving my name, telling them about a little bit about myself. And then there was one professor actually liked her class. It was Professor Empire Sports. I liked every day that when we came into the politics class that we would have a note card with current events going on in the government for political, and we would just kind of read off of that and kind of tie that into what we were learning in the class. It made me learn a lot and made me get more interested in the political government.
Great, thanks for sharing those strategies. I want to move to some customized questions that kind of are written based on your history and your experiences. And let me start with John. John, how did you choose radiography as an option for study and for career repositioning?
Yeah, that was not easy. When I got laid off, I was scratching my head. I said, I have a mortgage, I have a wife, I have 3 kids, what am I going to do? I've been working since I was 12. So for me, I really was spinning my wheels. I went to online helps for sending out resumes and job applications. Career Builder was instrumental in figuring out what I wanted to do. They have something that's a lot like what you get in high school with a counselor, and I think it's like 200 questions. And they keep asking you things over and over and over again. But what it came back with was medical and technology. But I'm saying, okay, what's that mean? And it came back with a couple of ideas, and radiography was one of them. And since I worked with big machines and computers and people, I'm like, wait a minute, radiography is doing the same thing, it's just in a different way. So.
Okay. Jocelyn, how did you pick Bryn Mawr as your transfer destination, or where you aspired to transfer to?
It was the mission of the school that caught my attention, the betterment of women so that they can take what they gained and give back to other people. That made me want to look at the school.
And as a sidebar question, how did you get involved with the Mont Gazette, and why do you stay involved with it to the point where you're taking on a leadership role as editor?
I got involved through taking one of the faculty editors' classes, communication classes, and he suggested it to me based on my writing assignments. So I started as a staff writer and eventually was chosen to be the new editor, and I love doing it. It feels like work at times, but when I finish writing something, I always feel that I love it. I love doing it.
Yannick, you credit the Minority Male Mentoring Program for a lot of improvement. Your grades, your behavior, your attitude. What about the program makes it so effective?
The program has been like a trampoline for me, a support net. Every time I fall, it helps me bounce back up. Even before the program, I like to thank Dr. Steady Muno. He kept the faith in me and actually got me back into the whole school thing. And like I mentioned before, I went to CCP before I came here, and let's just say I made a lot of bad decisions there, and which ended up affecting me later on in my future. Once I got here, Dr. Steady Muno, he seen a lot of potential in me, and I didn't get that from anyone in a while. Like after a point in time, my family members weren't really optimistic in sending me to school. So, Dr. Muno seen a lot in me, potential that no one else really seen in me for a while. Got me back into school, got me into the program. And then ever since I've been in the program, it's just, I've noticed this change in my attitude, change in everything, in my grades. I mean, I still have a long way to go. I'm not perfect, but I'm definitely in a better position than I was when I started. And I give a lot of that credit to the male mentoring program. Dr. Muno, Dr. Bass, Mike Jackson. It's a lot of people that just never, let me fall and always supported me in whatever I wanted to do. So I give a lot of credit to that program.
Bethany, tell us about your Bucknell summer experience and how your studies here positioned you for success with that experience.
The Bucknell summer experience was just the most meaningful and fulfilling experience, that I've had in my life thus far. Essentially, it takes, a 16-week semester, and it condenses it into a 6-week summer program, which, the workload is extremely rigorous, but I feel that I was very prepared for it because, you know, I invest a great amount of time and effort into my work here. So I didn't feel underprepared for it, and I really thank Monco for that, you know, for, you know, my work ethic and, you know, just how hard I've worked here. I was able to carry that to Bucknell. And also, you know, I've learned here to really utilize the resources that they have and establish a good rapport with, you know, professors and faculty and staff, and that really helped me there too. Because there were times when, you know, I'll admit the workload got, you know, overwhelming and I just needed to talk to somebody, and, you know, I don't think I would have done that if it hadn't been for here and for, you know, learning to really utilize every resource and just establish that connection. And so I'm very appreciative to both Bucknell and Montgomery County Community College.
Will you be applying for acceptance into the Bucknell program?
Yes.
Yes, so good luck with that.
Thank you.
Kathleen, you're attempting to complete your degree fully online, correct? So tell us about what that experience is like.
Well, first of all, I wasn't very computer savvy when I started, so that was a huge hurdle, and really the IT department helped me a lot. In fact, I was afraid they would start calling me by name, my first name. They heard from me so often. And, but I really, after the hurdles of just figuring out, okay, this is how it looks, this is how it's supposed to look, then walking forward with that, now I feel like an old pro at it. Just, this is how to get to whatever I need online. So I'm really excited about it. Some of my teachers have been incredible, just really helpful, quickly answering my questions. I would email them and they would get back to me very quickly, which to me is astounding because I know I'm not the only student. And so it's been a really good experience for me.
Terrence, what have we done well to support your transition?
To support my transition, everything's been done kind of well, especially with the DA rep right here in the school to help me out, get me on point with veterans, with the assistance program through the VA. And I guess just the teachers in general are very understanding. I know when I first came back from my deployment, it was very hard for me to make it to class on time, and teachers were very understanding about that. So they helped me out and get me in the right direction and get me back on point. But it was pretty fairly easy with everybody working with me.
And your GI Bill benefits, you feel like you've been able to access those and use them effectively at the college?
Yes.
Good. Let me ask a little bit, let me move to the completion piece, and just ask each of you, as you think about completing your degree, and you know, most of you are aspiring to be degree-seeking students, so I'm assuming completion is paramount importance to you. As you project yourself toward that, what barriers do you anticipate that maybe the college could help you to move through, to ensure that you take that last step? Most of you are pretty far along in your studies. So John, what worries you about as you get closer to completion?
Being able to go back into the workforce and know that I'm going to have a job. One of the great things, though, with the radiography program is that I will be going to 3 hospitals and 2 other imaging centers in our area, you know, within 45 minutes drive. And I'm hoping that the future employers see the kind of work I do in my clinicals and want to hire me.
Bethany?
I think for me, it's just the fear of uncertainty. I've had so many relationships here, and with the faculty and staff and my fellow students, and just to kind of move away from that and branch out and just start a new life, I guess, like in a new school. It's kind of frightening.
So you are focused on completing your degree and then transferring, but you're worried about starting all over again.
Yeah.
Okay. Jocelyn?
I would say that I have some fear of uncertainty too. I have my hopes set on one school, although I have other options, but my dreams are in one particular place. Mm-hmm. Just the uncertainty of whether I will be there or not.
Yannick?
I want to make sure that the classes that I'm taking will be able to transfer over to the, even think about Westchester or Albright, but it's hopefully the classes that I'm taking now, I'm not wasting my time, and then we'll be able to transfer over to another school.
So you're worried a little bit about transfer. Let me ask you, build on that. Do you meet regularly with an academic advisor? Do you have your program planned out?
Since I'm a paramentor, I kind of...
You have inside information.
Right, exactly. So I kind of keep my eye on my program myself, but I go to Tony Davis on a regular basis, asking for advice. Dr. Muno, you know, I always ask for advice if I'm not sure, because I wouldn't want to take it all on myself and end up making a mistake along